Thank you so much for coming on my show, Vinay, Khushbu. It's an absolute pleasure. You're here for TIFF, and I know you're doing this entire festival circuit as well. I want to ask you first, what made you guys decide that you wanted to actually collaborate to make An Insignificant Man?
We were traveling and we met a lot of interesting people in the US, in Toronto actually, because we were showing our film Ship of Theseus here, and in Egypt. And while we were traveling together, we met a lot of filmmakers and artists. By the time we were ready to get back, we knew that we were itching to do something, and it was only natural to sort of collaborate with your sounding board, you know, through the process of ideation and take it forward. Like, it was just a natural sort of leap to actually starting filming together and making this film.
And how about you, Vinay? How do you feel about that?
I think, like she said, we were discussing a lot of ideas together. So when we got back to Delhi about 4 years ago, we started working on a couple of projects together. While working on those projects, we realized that the film that is premiering here, An Insignificant Man, that's the one that resonated with us the most, and it really started to expand when we started working on it. So we really just took it organically from there.
It's been a movie that has been quite the work in progress. I've heard that it took you a long time to film it, like flies on a wall. Tell me what that experience was like, because I heard a little bit at the screening where you guys mentioned that after a while they kind of didn't even see that you were there, which I feel that probably was the time when you got the better shots, right? You got the better conversations, you got the better kind of fly on the wall experience of everything that was happening with the campaign.
Being invisible enables a kind of you know, comfort that really shows the vulnerable side of your characters.
It's great. And you feel the same way about that too?
Absolutely. I think you work on once you get we would turn up every day and then just wait in the background for things to happen. So like the film is 90 minutes right now. We had 400 hours of material and many more hours of waiting for something to happen. So it's an organic process, you know. You for anybody to let you into their lives, it's a gradual process.
Absolutely. And the really interesting thing that I found when I watched the movie was, of course, this is a documentation, so which is very different from storytelling. A documentary and filmmaking has a very different kind of ideology and a different psyche and a different way that you would shoot something like that. Not to mention how you would edit it. So I'm sure that the editing process of this movie must have been quite the process, must have been quite a nightmare. So I'd love to know how that happened, because you just mentioned 400 hours worth of film. How do you actually put that together so you're actually not storytelling, right? That's the hard thing, right? And it still feels like you're documenting, you know, the story, the history that happened here.
Sure. I think what happened was we spent a lot of time just finding the right moments in the 400 hours of material, which would convey what we wanted to say through the story through that moment. We worked very extensively with both our editors, Abhinav and Manan, and we worked with them for close to 2 years. Just, you know,
wow.
Just finding the right narrative that we were looking for. It's like searching for various needles in like tons of haystacks. And it's a process. It's really a process wherein you discover the film. I think we enjoyed the process of editing tremendously on this film. It's something that helped us reach or find our own directorial voices, and we are pretty excited about what we have now.
What kind of access did you guys actually get, and did you have to sign off on something where they said, okay, we're going to allow you to be here, but we're not going to allow you to do this? And I know that as documentarians, having, you know, interviewed so many personalities like you, there are some times when there's certain things that you are not allowed to include in your documentary. So I want you guys to you know, address that.
Sure. Like I said like earlier, gaining access is a gradual process. So in the beginning, we would just turn up at their office every day and like, you know, just wait around in the corner for something to happen, something to occur. Over a period of a year, they realized that we weren't there for something sensational. We weren't there to capture them in their moments of weakness or vulnerability and then rush out with it and put it on news and say this is their real face or something like that. Once they realize that we are in it for the long haul and a more meditative piece, I think they themselves stop worrying about us or stop paying attention to us, if I was to say. Also, these guys, you have to remember, they have literally constant firefights every day, like you said, that they are involved in very, very controversial lives, day-to-day lives that they're leading. So beyond a point, they just stop paying attention to the camera.
People who are watching it, viewers, the world, society, politicians, the everyday person, what do you want them to get out of this movie?
I would be very excited if people take the dialogue around alternative politics or new political movements forward. I think we need more voices. I think we need more independent voices coming forward and expressing themselves about issues that concern them, that bother them, and say their stories. And I think politics has become a little too polarized, which you may have your opinions on, fairly so or unfairly so. But we need more dialogue.
No, absolutely. I think that, and this is something that we've been talking about, and one of the things that we want to do in our outreach campaign in India to start getting more people excited about the film is to ask them to go and document their local politician, their local police station or their local courts, to make those scenes a little bit more accessible, to deconstruct the machinery which actually affects lives of so many people in such profound ways.
From my perspective, I felt that the documentation of the story really felt like India's come of age. That's what I felt. I took that away, where the everyday man actually does have a voice if they allow themselves the liberty and the courage to step out and say, this is my life and I get to make a decision on it. And times that by 10, by 1,000, by 1,000,000, by 1 billion people, you can have a very, very different India as we move forward. So thank you so much for documenting perhaps a different side of the political story and journey. And I look forward to the next time we get to chat again. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure.
Hey everyone, thanks so much for stopping by. I'm so happy that you're here, and I look forward to you guys subscribing to my channel so we can have loads more fun here at Open Chess with me, Raj GIRN.